Ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to consider a truth that once understood will transform the very foundation of your life. The truth is this inner talking creates reality. Each day as you go about your affairs, there is a conversation taking place within you, a ceaseless dialogue that shapes and molds the world you experience. You may believe that the external circumstances of your life govern your inner thoughts. But I tell you, it is quite the opposite. It is your inner talking, the unseen, silent dialogue of your mind, that gives form to your external world. As you speak within, so it unfolds without. You see, imagination is the true creative power, and it works through the words and feelings you entertain in the quiet chambers of your mind. What you consistently whisper to yourself becomes the life you live. Every thought you hold, every feeling you nurture in the secrecy of your heart, eventually takes on the clothing of reality. If you desire to transform your life, you must first transform your inner conversation. Do not allow yourself to be ruled by thoughts of lack, limitation, or fear, for these will only reproduce themselves in your world. Instead, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Talk to yourself as if you are already the person you wish to be, as though you already possess that which you desire. Your reality is nothing more than the outpicturing of your current assumptions. Whatever state of mind you dwell in, be it wealth, health, love, or success, will be reflected back to you. It is not enough to merely wish for a change. You must believe deep within that the change has already occurred. So I ask you, what are you saying to yourself? What is the nature of your inner dialogue? Are you affirming your desires, or are you feeding doubt and despair? Persist in the assumption that you already are who you long to be. Remain faithful to this inner reality, for what you accept as true within will eventually manifest without. Feel as if your desire has already been fulfilled. This is not idle daydreaming, but the purposeful use of imagination to shape your experience. The moment you assume something to be true, the wheels of creation begin to turn, and reality must conform to your assumption. Remember, the world around you is not fixed or unchangeable. It is a reflection, a mirror of your beliefs. Everyone in your life is you. Pushed out, they act according to the assumptions you hold about them. Change your inner concept of yourself, and the world will change in response. As you go about your day, I urge you to listen closely to the conversation taking place within. Persist in assuming the best for yourself. Speak as though you are already living in the fulfillment of your dreams, and let this be the only voice you hear. By doing so, you will harness the full creative power of your mind, and your reality will reshape itself to match your inner world. In the silence of your mind, you are the creator of all you see. Inner talking creates reality. Choose wisely what you say to yourself, and watch as your world transforms before your very eyes. Inner dialogue shapes the outer world. This is one of the most profound truths you will ever come to understand. You see, the conversations that you carry on within your own mind, often unnoticed and unchecked, are not trivial. They are the foundation upon which your external reality is built. Every thought you think, every feeling you dwell upon, is like a seed planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. And just as seeds inevitably grow and bear fruit, so too do your inner thoughts eventually become the experiences you face in the physical world. Many believe that the events and conditions they encounter in life are random, that the world outside is somehow separate from their internal world. But the great secret is this: the world you experience is a direct reflection of the conversations you hold within yourself. It is as if your mind is a projector, and your life is the screen upon which the movie of your inner dialogue plays out. Think for a moment about the habitual thoughts that occupy your mind. What do you say to yourself about your relationships, your finances, your health, your future? These inner conversations are powerful. They are the architects of your destiny. If you are constantly entertaining thoughts of lack, unworthiness, or failure, do not be surprised when these very things appear in your life. For what you focus on internally, you inevitably manifest externally. Your inner dialogue is always active, always creating. Whether you are aware of it or not, you are constantly engaged in a mental conversation, and this conversation is shaping the world you see around you. If you want to change the circumstances of your life, you must first change the nature of this dialogue. You must begin to speak to yourself in a way that aligns with the life you desire to create. It is not enough to simply silence negative thoughts, you must actively replace them with constructive, empowering, and loving ones. If you desire wealth, speak within yourself as one who already possesses it. If you long for love, speak to yourself as one who is deeply loved and cherished. Your inner conversation must reflect the state of being that you wish to experience in the outer world. Your feelings of having already attained your desires are the key to unlocking their manifestation. Understand the world around you is malleable, like clay in the hands of a sculptor. And you are the sculptor, shaping your reality through the words you speak to yourself. You may think that only your outward actions matter, but it is the silent interactions of your mind, the thoughts, assumptions, and emotions you nurture that hold the real creative power. By carefully tending to your inner dialogue, you are planting the seeds of the life you wish to live. Just as a gardener tends to the soil, watering and nourishing the seeds to ensure they grow into healthy plants, so too must you nurture your inner dialogue to cultivate the life you desire. The outer world is but a reflection of the inner, and it will always mirror back to you the conversations you hold within your own heart and mind. Imagination is the ultimate creative force, a concept so simple yet so profound that it often escapes the understanding of many. To grasp the full power of imagination is to recognize that it is the root from which all creation springs. Every invention, every piece of art, every relationship, every circumstance you see around you once existed solely in someone's mind. It was imagined first, and only then did it find expression in the physical world. Your imagination is not just a fleeting daydream or a whimsical escape from reality. It is the very tool with which you shape reality itself. When you engage in the act of imagining, you are participating in creation. The mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined with feeling. It treats what you vividly imagine as though it is already happening. What you consistently hold in your imagination, especially when infused with emotion, begins to form the blueprint for your outer experience. Consider the fact that everything you have ever created, whether consciously or unconsciously, began with an image in your mind. You may not have been aware of it at the time, but your thoughts and visualizations were like the first strokes of an artist's brush on a blank canvas. Imagination is the source of this creative power, and it knows no bounds. It transcends the limitations of time, space, and circumstance, offering you the ability to shape your life according to your deepest desires. It is through the faculty of imagination that you can enter into any state of being you wish to experience. If you can imagine it with clarity and conviction, you can begin to call it forth into existence. But to use this creative force effectively, you must go beyond mere fantasy or idle wishing. You must imagine with purpose, feeling, and intent. You must immerse yourself in the scene of your desire, fully experiencing it as though it were already true. This is where the true creative power of imagination lies, not in thinking of something abstractly, but in living from it. When you imagine yourself already in possession of your desires, you stir the creative forces of the universe into action. Imagination activates the law of assumption, compelling the world around you to rearrange itself in alignment with the vision you hold. The people, events, and opportunities that match your inner picture are drawn into your life, and what once existed only in your mind becomes real. Imagination, then, is not a passive act but a deliberate act of creation. It is the force by which you mold the unseen substance of reality into form. And the beauty of it is that your imagination is entirely within your control. You do not need permission, resources, or external validation to use it. It is an infinite power that exists within you at every moment, waiting to be wielded with intention. The limits you see in the world around you are often reflections of the limits you have placed on your imagination. If you can expand your imagination, break free from those self-imposed boundaries, you will find that the possibilities for your life are boundless. It is only by daring to imagine something greater, something beyond your current circumstances, that you open the door to new realities.